Hello, Agneta and Lennart. Just to tell you about the price I've sent you, also with a picture, just to explain what that price is for. We're going to be finishing this wall, carrying on with that course, also with the ridge tile on the top, basically the same as the top on that roof is. Sure, look round where that roof is. That will continue round over here. Also, we're completing all the rendering with a finish coat on it round here, and then obviously building the new access out onto the terrace, which is going to be starting off around this height, and then going back to the ridge on the other roof to give the slope this way. All of that constructed, rendered, and then a finish coat render on it, so it's all complete. All of these outside walls, all of the new wall that's done, and it'll just mean chipping all of this old stuff off, straightening it all up, and then a finished coat render, which we'll just have to discuss what type of finish you want on it. Obviously that roof is finished in the same style as the kitchen roof with the old tiles, which that's all in the price. We'll be constructing this and then leaving an opening here. As you can see, I've started to take all the tiles off and taken the section of the roof that will need to be raised out at the moment. We'll be leaving this with an 800mm opening, and then steps down, or, to give you access onto the landing then. Not putting a door in here at the moment. That wasn't in with the price, so, but it won't do any harm at the moment anyway, and obviously this will all be covered, so it'll be protected from the weather. Just have to decide with the door then later. So all of this finished, rendered, all the pillars rendered and finished. Obviously in with the 3 poles, which is what we decided, isn't it? 3 poles of 100mm all the way round. The only difference in that is that where the gully was going to be, that I think we were thinking to come up 2 blocks with a wall, and then at this point just have the 2 poles, because to have the 3 poles you'd then be seeing the gully and all the edge of the tiles and stuff. I think the feeling is it'd be neater, and also it prevents the water being able to wash over the gully out onto the terrace. We need to have the wall here, so this is the only bit that would be different, but really the 2 poles carry on all round the same. It's just there's no bottom pole on this area where the gully is. So all of this is rendered, finished, and then all external walls up here, basically all the first floor walls on the terrace are done. Also, we're continuing at this height right the way back then to the ridge on the roof that we've already done. So to give you privacy, I've written that in the quote, I think I've said, building a wall between your house and Ross's house just for privacy. All of that rendered and finished with a ridge tile on the top. Yeah, coming round. So we can't do anything with this wall apart from repair the cracks and prepare it and render it. And we'll have to obviously speak to them next door to make sure they're happy with it, because it's not your wall, but it's in their benefit, and obviously it'll be that much nicer with all the walls finished the same. Just with the cracks, we're going to be covering all the cracks, chipping out to get them deeper, and then putting mesh across them to hopefully prevent them cracking in the future. But there's no guarantee. It should be better, but they may still crack. It's just because it's a very old building and it's moving. Continuing round, we'll just be putting some of the black electricity tubing conduit, as we call it, for the electric cables. What we were thinking is 2 points. You'll have to say if you thought any different about this. Putting a cable in so we could put maybe a wall light around this height, and looking at it, we thought probably 2 tubes, maybe another one coming out here and then comes back. It's that sort of tube back into here, and then you could have lights out on the terrace. You can't have any on Ross's wall, Ross's wall, because it's not yours, and we can't really start digging out holes in her wall in case there's any problem with it. So I think this is the only place you can have lights, really. Obviously there's no problems for lights inside the covered area because we can do whatever we need to do in there, but just we need to do this before we render it. Can you stop that off at the section?